I owe you guys an apology. It has literally been 2 to 3 years of you asking me for an everyday makeup tutorial, and I've never done one. So let's get into it. I love you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some Refy primer. I found that this just moisturizes my skin and it makes it feel very nice before putting on any products. Don't forget your neck. The skincare is literally the most important part to your makeup. If you guys want a skincare video on how I literally transformed my skin, I can give you guys that too. Just let me know in the comments. Okay, I only do this when I go out. I just do some stripes. I blend it in with a wet beauty blender. Contour time, I don't apply it straight on. I use this brush from Kevyn Aucoin because this I found is how you get the most seamless application. I go wherever there is already an existing shadow on my face. I also work it into the hairline. I realized the way that I used to do my contour and a lot of things botched my makeup. It would just make it really bad. And so this is my foolproof method because harsh lines are probably the worst thing that can happen when it comes to cream contour. So applying it with a brush obviously is a little bit more of a forgiving way to do so. Now that the contour is done, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of concealer here. Blend it out with the beauty blender. Time for the blush. I use Rare Beauty in the shade Believe. I'm kind of a blush hater, but it does add warmth to the face, but I feel like I already blush as it is when I get nervous or shy. I don't really want to emphasize that, but make sure to stay centralized to the place where you applied it because blush can actually be one of those things that makes your face appear a lot bigger than it is. This is what that placement looks like. Time for some brows. This took me forever to perfect, but you're basically going to take some of the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. You have to use the lid. That's the secret to not getting super intense brows with this product because this is the best product. It lasts and it doesn't move, but it can be a little intense. And with a very light hand, I focus on the front ends and the back ends. That's the filled in brows, and now we're gonna do some of my favorite brow gel in the world, Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Makes it look like you have laminated brows without the crunchy, waxy effect. And I have very sparse Korean brows, so this product does wonders if it can make my brows stay. Now moving on to the eyes, I'm going to use some Huda setting powder. Set the canvas of my eyes with this Kevyn Aucoin finger brush. It was designed to literally work and function like the tip of your finger, which I think is so thoughtful and I really love that. I love this Morphe palette so much so that it's literally breaking. This is what I use for my everyday natural look. One of my favorite colors. I sweep the entire lid. I'm also going to let it sit on my cheek, on my lower lid. That is actually one of the most crucial steps in my opinion. This opens your eye up so much in my opinion. I'm going to take a flatter brush and go in the shade Dark along the outer edge. Now with an angled brush, darker brown, I'm going to create very specific wing with eyeshadow. It's all about facial harmony when doing your makeup. So right now that is kind of in line with my lower lash, but I wish it was a little bit lower. So I'm going to add a little more depth, and then I take my finger and I just smudge it out. Went ahead and did it on both eyes. Original light shade. I'm going to focus on the lower lash line. I connect it to the wing that I just made and I bring it down to the lash line. I use this Shiseido eyelash curler because my mom put me onto it when I was in high school. It works so much better for Asian eye shapes in my opinion. It gets all of your lashes because the shape is different, and so I really love this eyelash curler. I'm going to tight line with some One Size. I love this gel liner. It's waterproof, doesn't move, doesn't smudge. I just go ahead and I tight line under my top eyelid. This is how that looks, and I smudge it out with my fingies so it's a little bit more natural and less harsh. Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's waterproof. I have to use waterproof or else my lashes don't stay and they smudge. I blink into my mascara. Liquid liner time. I use Kat Von D in brown, my favorite liquid liner. Now I use everything that I've done so far as kind of map for how to sculpt out the exact shape that I want. That's literally my favorite part. Inner corner of my eye. Then I apply that same light and medium eyeshadow on top to make it less of a harsh line. Super natural and super gradient. Today I'm going to use Magnetic Mauve by Maybelline and just go over my top lip and lower center and bring it up like a triangle to kind of create that natural pillow. Blend it out with my finger. And then to add a little bit more pinkiness, I'm going to use Trophy Wife by Huda. I'm not done yet. Of course, Summer Fridays. Shout out to Angelica for putting me on. This is the prettiest color ever. Brown sugar. Now this is my secret little trick. I don't know why I save it for the end, but I do. I use a lighter concealer color and I go down the center of my T's, on the center and on the tip of the nose. And I carve out the brows and on the chin. I cream highlight my face without any shimmer because this adds dimension. Directly, straight on, pat into the skin. Do not go like wiping your face. You're gonna wipe away everything that you've done. This is how you sculpt that very intentional shape, if that's what you're intending to do. And then for the nose tip, I just round out the beauty blender so it like stamps it on. We're not done yet. I then use Huda Beauty in Cupcake and I just take it down. I get down the center. That's the placement for the powder, but then I'm also gonna go, this is what really creates that very clean, cute little nose contour. I look crazy at this point. Powder under the eye. Now we wait. Now I'm gonna do some highlight with some Stila on the tip of the nose, on the highs of the cheeks. Okay, I'm adding some, oh my god. I literally don't know the name of this blush, but this is the prettiest blush in the world. It's Charlotte Tilbury. It broke. I used almost all of it. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen for you guys, but just adding a little blush. And this is the finished look. I love you guys so much. And if I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have the best day.